Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford here, and if you haven't already noticed, my recent video, Sacrifice of Angels with a Pinch of Salt, was taken down due to a copyright strike filed by Neon Visual, a YouTube channel who, ironically enough, makes videos of copyrighted material, just like carbon copies of copyrighted material. For example, the Deep Space Nine opening credits. And what I did inadvertently was, when I was putting together my video, I needed to grab the opening credits of Deep Space Nine to edit together real quick for the opening sequence of my video. And I grabbed their video without realizing at first that it was they had actually kind of done their own remaster of the Deep Space Nine opening credits. I had assumed that, and unfortunately, you know what they say about assuming, I had assumed that it was actually CBS's remastered from the What We'd Left Behind special. So that was on me. However, I do find it rather laughable that Neon Visual seems to think that they own Deep Space Nine, that they are in fact the legal copyright owner of Deep Space Nine, and that they're running around making copyright claims against people using Deep Space Nine content. Look, we're all fans, we're all nerds. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to make fair use content videos, like if they want to do their own remastered version of the Deep Space Nine opening credits and monetize it and all that. I don't care. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. But for them to file copyright strike takedown notices against other people that happen to use, and I wasn't even using their whole sequence. I was only using a few seconds of it at the beginning of my video, without even so much as a, hey guys, hey, could you throw credits? Because the funny thing is that, hey, you know, this is going to be a series of videos. He could have gotten some free promotion for his videos had he just reached out to me and said, hey, you know, throw me a bone, say something at the beginning of your videos about how awesome my work is, and I would have been more than happy to do it. But no, he just wanted to be kind of a dick about it and take down the video. Now, I could dispute the copyright and probably get the video reinstated, because I frankly don't think he has a legal leg to stand on to try and claim ownership of CBS's trademarked material. That being said, I've never had a copyright strike against my channel, and so YouTube has a little thing where you can like watch a stupid little video, so you got a copyright strike kind of thing, and take a little quiz about copyright and just get it waived off your record. So kind of like traffic school in the US. So I just did that. No harm, no foul. You know what, Neon Visual? I don't care. You have a wonderful day. Dude, you got issues, dude. But so here's that video again, now with the original CBS version, fair use, people, of the opening credits of Deep Space Nine. Sorry, Neon Visuals, didn't mean to step on your feels there. Won't happen again. Don't anybody go to their channel. We don't want to hurt their feelings. Sacrifice of Angels is one of the most popular episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Many consider it to be the climax of the Dominion War and the absolute pinnacle of starship combat for the entire franchise. I, however, have something of a different opinion. While I certainly do not hate this episode, I think several elements of the episode are excellent, but I do think there are some key things about the episode that leave much to be desired, and they do ultimately lead to a very disappointing 7th season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. When Alex initially requested that I do a rewrite for the episode Sacrifice of Angels, I was actually just thinking of doing the battle sequences from the episode, because I thought that that's where the most obvious and glaring mistakes from the episode really are. However, when preparing for doing this very video and re-watching Sacrifice of Angels, I came to realize that really the largest flaw of the episode had nothing to do with the actual combat. We'll get to the combat in a future video, but the largest problem with the episode was really after the battle and how they dealt with Gul Dukat. In the episode as it originally aired, after the battle is lost and the Dominion begins to evacuate the station, Gul Dukat has something of a mental breakdown as he goes to find his daughter Ziel. He eventually finds her, and his daughter confesses to them that she was on the side of the rebels who had sabotaged the station. While Dukat is shocked to hear the news, he still insists that she come with him to Cardassia Prime. Then Dukat's trusted aide, Damar, kills his daughter in cold blood after she confesses aloud that she did in fact help those that betrayed the Dominion. This ultimately sends Dukat into a psychotic break from which he never fully recovers, and he begins to spiral into a strange, paranoid adventure that eventually leads him into the hands of the Paw Wraiths, which, in my humble opinion, is about the dumbest thing that they ever did on Deep Space Nine.
Count to 4, Alamarain,
Count to 4, Alamarain, then 3 more, Alamarain. If you can see, Alamarain, you'll come with me.
Alamarain, you'll come with me.
Okay, maybe the second dumbest. Okay, maybe the third. I don't know. It's one of the dumbest things. We're not keeping score here, okay? Interestingly enough, Damar's story after this is actually quite good while Dukat's fell apart. Damar, while siding with the Dominion, continues with the evacuation, but eventually in Season 7 realizes the brutality of the Dominion and becomes the leader of an underground rebellion and eventually a symbol of revolution, a legend to the Cardassian people to rise up against the Dominion. Damar dies a hero's death while Dukat dies in the fire pits of Bajor because of bad writing. So the question becomes, is there a relatively simple way to fix this incredible misstep that would logically and organically correct later on what would ultimately become, quite frankly, an embarrassing storyline for Gul Dukat in the 7th season? Well, obviously, I think the answer is yes, or I wouldn't be making this video. With the imminent defeat of the Dominion fleet, the evacuation beginning, Gul Dukat does indeed come close to suffering a nervous breakdown, just like in the original version, and goes in search of his daughter, and Damar does indeed follow him, just as in the original version. However, in a slight change in this rewrite, Damar does not shoot Gul Dukat's daughter, and instead, it is Gul Dukat who, with a tear in his eye, takes out his own disruptor and brutally murders his own daughter. As he gently lays her body in the corridor, he explains to Damar how the Federation will pay for poisoning her mind and corrupting her soul, and thus forcing him to kill her, that the Federation is to blame, and in fact, that it is Cisco himself, as the emissary of the prophets, that corrupted her soul, and that he is ultimately responsible for the murder of his daughter, of his beloved Ziel. Damar is aghast at what he has seen, but he covers it up quickly. He begins to see that Gul Dukat can now shift the blame for anything to anyone, that even the murder of his own daughter does not shake him from his narcissistic fantasies. Over the next 2 seasons, we see a change in Damar. Dukat is stripped of his rank for a time due to his failure, and Damar rises to power. When Damar quits in Season 7, much like he does in the original storyline, it is Dukat, not some nameless random Cardassian, who takes power, and subsequently is taken prisoner at the end, not simply killed by a founder. Dukat always believed himself to be a hero. He always thought that he was noble. Turning him into a fire demon fighting the emissary of the prophets was frankly stupid. Poetic justice would be to echo how the series started, having one final conversation between Dukat and Sisko, having a frank and honest conversation about how regimes rise and regimes fall, about how ultimately politics are always games to be played and won and lost. And as the conversation ends, we see Dukat beam down to the Federation Council to stand trial for his crimes against the Federation. You see, Dukat finally ends his career doing something noble, something he always knew he would do, something noble in being the olive branch of peace, that olive branch given to the Federation by the new Cardassian Union. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please click that thumbs up button and tell a friend so we can beat that algorithm. Leave me a comment if you can think of a great way for me to improve my content. And hey, if you really like what you see, consider going on over to patreon.com and lending us a hand. Every little bit helps. Remember, you are the salt of the earth, but I am the salty trekker. Take care.